Thank you very, very much. Good morning. Good morning. It is just awesome to be here to see so many people energized about this election being the most important election that we can remember. Now, I want to thank Tony Perkins, FRC, all of you patriots that have come from across the land to stand up and stand tall for America. Now, many people have said, and I agree, that this is one of the most important, if not the most important election in our lifetime. Now, many pundits will also say that this is an election about jobs and the economy. And it is. Too many people are out of work. Too many people have lost hope. But for all of us who know that this country values liberty and freedom, we know this election is about something more. This election is going to determine whether or not the very moral fabric of our country will be upheld or whether it will be torn apart. Now, in talking about moral fabric and talking about who we are as a people, I can't do it any better than my fellow Virginian Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson wrote that all men are created equal, endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Now, I want to speak to you just briefly about each of these. We are about life. We are about respect for life, for human existence. And that is one of the first votes that we took when we assumed majority in 2010 with your help, was a bill to stand up against any government taxpayer dollars being ever used to kill innocent life. It was important for us, reflecting that very moral fabric of who we are as a people, who we are as a majority, to stand up, stand tall as a strong pro-life majority in the U.S. House of Representatives. What we need is your help, because we need a president. We need a Senate who will stand up with us in defense of life forever. Again, one of the cornerstones of the fabric of who we are, as Thomas Jefferson wrote, is the concept of freedom. It's the concept of liberty. I had the privilege of serving in Virginia's House of Delegates, and in Mr. Jefferson's Capitol, I sat, and behind me on the wall was etched in granite Virginia's Statute of Religious Freedom, guaranteeing to all the right to practice their faith. The placement of faith in our lives, not something for us to shrink from, but something for us to protect. Now, but sadly today, as a result of Obamacare, many of our fellow Americans are now being forced to take our government to court, to sue them, to sue our government in order to practice our faith. Now, this is not what America is about, and this is why we must repeal Obamacare once and for all. It is downright an issue of religious liberty. This is why we need a president and a Senate who will stand up with us, who will stand strong for religious freedom. Now, we're all seeing the attacks on religious freedom unfold around the world. We see what's going on in the Middle East this week. But let us not mistake. The fight for religious freedom starts here at home because we are one nation under God. And this is despite what that other party has put in their platform. Let us remember we are that one nation under God, and we will stand tall and stand proud to uphold that. Now, pursuit of happiness. We all know, as do most Americans in their hearts know, that the way for us to allow the pursuit of happiness is through individual effort. It is not through government program. And that is why we believe in traditional marriage. Because marriage, more than any government program ever has or ever will, has lifted up people out of poverty, even those who felt there was no hope. Marriage has proven to be that formula which has been more successful at allowing for that pursuit of happiness, and that is why we stand tall and stand proud for traditional marriage. In addition to standing for family, in addition for standing for that institution which helps people in their endeavor to pursue happiness, we also know that that pursuit requires access to a quality education. Unfortunately, access to quality education, an opportunity to learn, has been denied to some of the poorest among us in this country. But that is why that we conservatives stand tall on the side of those children trapped in those schools that, frankly, are not performing. That is why we conservatives stand on the side of parents who know best for their kids, not some bureaucrat here in Washington. That is why today, as we see the fight unfold on the streets of Chicago, that is why we stand with the parents and their children to fight against the increasing power and reach of the public employee unions. We must stand tall for school choice, and we must stand tall for the children to access quality education. Now, the adherence to these values of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness has unquestionably made us the most extraordinary country, the greatest country in the history of the world, granting more people opportunity of different backgrounds than ever before. That's who we are as America. And with that incredible development of this country comes an obligation. It comes with an obligation for us to lead. People, free-loving people, seeking the same kind of freedom that we have, are looking to America today, yesterday, and tomorrow. And that is why we need leaders who will stand up. We need a president who will stand up with others who believe in what we believe in. That's why we need leaders who will stand by our allies in times of need. And there is one ally who is under an existential threat, who needs America to stand by her now, who needs America to